Hello, John.
Hey, Neil.
A pretty stirring comeback tonight with Fede leading the way. Your thoughts about the performance and your Italians' performance?
Yeah, I think we started the game strong. I thought we showed a good mindset to set the tone on how we wanted to come into this venue. I thought the boys were brave right from the front and sort of established the physical element to the game. But I'm really proud of that second half. I mean, this is a tough place to come. There's always heat, humidity. We just come off the back of a game this week, and to see the shift they put in was exceptional. And it was a complete performance when you see five lads come off the bench and lads are contributing to the goals as well. And you've got to give a special mention to Federico. I mean, he covered in at wing back when Jaquil went off injured for a period of time. You know, there's not many DPs who'll do that. But then go into wing back, have a big impact, and then shift back into his forward position as Kobe Franklin came on. And yeah, he's a special human being. I've got to know Fede over time now, and he really cares. He cares about the city, the club, the team, and winning. So, you know, hard to single him out because I thought there was some real Goliath performances tonight from, you know, people like Kevin Long and Prince Owusu, etc., etc.
Thank you.
Thanks, Neil. We'll go next to John.
Thanks, Nick. Hi, John.
Hey, John.
The introduction of Derek and Ken in, I think, the 58 minutes seemed to really just sort of give you guys a little bit more attacking sort of rhythm and pace. Just curious to hear your sort of evaluation of his performance over the last, half hour or so.
No, I mean, it tells you, I think our front office did a good job with the signing of Etienne. I'd seen him internationally with Haiti, and I told him in my first meeting I used to get excited when the other guy got picked ahead of you because whenever he came on, he was a real handful for us. And then you put the pace of Spicer around him and the quality of Azario and Gomez on that side. These are guys that want to attack. But I think what Derek did is just bring an attacking poise. He has that ability just to slow it down when he needs to. And, you see that little scoop pass for Raul Petretta. I mean, these are the X-factor elements that I'm going to keep encouraging him to bring to our team.
We go next to James Crossley.
Thanks, Nick. Hey, John.
Hey, James.
Between the two goals, Fede's cross to Kobe, Kobe's cross to Tyrese, and then Fede's cross to Owusu. It seems like the emphasis, you guys have put on that in training since that Vancouver game, making that crossing better has really paid off. What did you see on those two goals?
No, it's exactly that. I mean, those goals were from the training ground. There's been a lot of scrutiny on our front players, our wing backs after that Vancouver game. There was some, hard conversations, but at the same time, a commitment to getting it right. I mean, it's easy to say we need to improve, but then you've got to do the work. And we've got our wing-back specialist, Alex Dodgson, who's, working on the crossing from Jaquil and Tyrese. And if one's crossing, the other's attacking the back post, and the timing of that and the quality of it. I thought Tyrese's goal was a wonderful goal, the quality of that. And then, Fede to stand that one up, and Big Prince, who's on a hot streak as well. It's definitely paid off, James. The work's gone in, and I think the players... all through this period of time, whenever we've pushed them, they've responded well.
Go back to Neil Davidson next.
Thanks, Nick. John, this result moves you up into fourth place in the East. Am I right in saying this is where you had sort of set your target for the team?
Well, Sean said it in the huddle at the end. We felt like the nearly men after the goal target that we had against Simcoe, and I challenged the group at the beginning of the week, after the Simcoe game, to say, we either do or we don't. The Nearly men is not who we want to be, and Sean at the end of the huddle, he let the lads know we hit our target after the first 10 games. We're right in touch with that top 4. So I'm proud of them. I mean, they committed tonight, and the pre-game conversations, they made some commitments as a collective and individually, and watching them live, that's a proud moment as a coach. I mean, hey, we're 10 games into the season, we haven't won the FA Cup or Champions League, but we're going to celebrate and enjoy this moment, because it's one of the first times I think this team's came back for a long time and won. It's a tough place to come. Oscar and his team are a very good team, as everyone knows, who are in good form. So, the lads have got to enjoy this moment. We've hit a target. They'll get an extra day off this week, and then we'll regroup and get ready to bring that intensity, that passion home to our fans.
Thank you.
We'll go next to Andrew Hawkridge.
Thanks, Nick. Hi, John.
Hi.
I just wanted to get your opinion on what your message was across to your players during halftime after conceding the one goal in the first half.
Well, it was a tactical message. I think Oscar had got his tactics right. They had recognised the timing on our pressing triggers, and we're just going to keep finding Maguire or Angulo in behind. And I thought they did that well. I thought at times we adapted well. Longy, Raul, Nixon, etc. Siggy. I thought they most of the time got it right, but the one time we let Torres run, that was it. We were done. So I thought tactically we had to address that, which was on those passes back, you knew the next ball was going in behind, so it was getting the timing on the drop. And then, at half time, it was just reminding them, you started well. You were in that game for 25 minutes. Like, it was a tight game. There wasn't too much between the two matches. You were the aggressor for long periods, and it's only 1-0. We're right there. We are right there. We adjusted some things attacking tactically, just to try and get Nixon released on that left side more frequently. I loosened up Ozo so he could go and find the ball more in the spaces between and behind, and I think that helped. But I think it was more just a mentality just for the players, just to be patient. You're right in this, and if you get the next goal, we actually said if we get the next goal, we think we'll go on and win this.
We'll go back to John next.
Thanks. John, you mentioned mentality there. I just wondered if maybe you could sort of speak more to that, about the mentality that your team showed tonight in coming from behind after conceding one goal on the road, which, I can't remember the last time the team came back from a game like this after conceding the first goal.
I mean, it's work in progress. I think that's all I can say, John. Like, it's a process that we are working on. There's a collective group behind the scenes, from Robin Gale to, the assistant coaches to the general manager. Everyone's in about having the right people here with the right mentality, and that's being a collective feel. So when things got tough for us, we just weren't able. We didn't split. We maintained our principles of where we're heading and challenged the players. Like I say, even coming out of the Simcoe game, that was a tough conversation the next day, to get so close to breaking a record and not having the mentality to see it through. It was disappointing, so I couldn't celebrate that with them. And that, if we are going to get this club back to where it belongs, it's got to change, and it's got to be consistent. And for me, I've got to keep having tough conversations with the leadership group, and they've got to keep having them with us as well, to make sure we keep raising the standards. So it's just an ongoing process, but what I've learned in the last 10 games, it's a club-wide process. People are collectively driving the environment here, the standards, and what we want from TFC2 to the first team and the people around the club.
And for our final question to John here, we'll go back to James Crossing.
Thanks again, Nick.
Hey,
John, we
James.
saw a little bit of the end of Phase 3 celebrations on the pitch there. You mentioned an extra day off. Why is it important to mark achieving or overachieving those little goals along the way?
I think you have to. We were so deliberate around these 10 games and the points per games, the targets, and you build trust when you commit to what you say you're going to do. And for me, tonight was so important because that trust erodes. It erodes with the fans. It erodes as an individual. You have to be able to trust yourself that you're going to be able to set targets and deliver. And they did it, and we have to celebrate that. I know, as I say, we're 10 games in, and there'll be a group of people saying, "Oh my God, these people need to settle down," and all the rest of it. But for me, Phase 3 was 10 matches, and these 10 games we landed where they said they wanted to be, and I'm proud of them. And the good news is we got to go again. We got another phase coming, and this phase is the chaos of the double weeks. Our squad's going to get tested. I'm hoping we can get Lowe back and Shane and Richie, at the back end of this phase to help us out. But the fun's only just started. The adversity's really going to come in this next phase now. So I think the win tonight's give us a bit foundation to build on.